It's over. It's over. It is over for everyone. It is over for everyone. It is currently Tuesday. New week, new opportunities, new series video. What are we doing? So let me show you a quick sneak peek. So we got the last winning day on the Top Step, so we can request a 10K on Top Step. We got the last 2 winning days on Lucid, so tonight I'll be requesting the $20,000, 10K on Top Step, 10K on Lucid. And I was a little bit more hungry. I was a little bit more hungry. So you guys know I've been complaining. Yes, all these winning days and beautiful setups are playing, and like I don't have any like accounts to size into them. So I was sick and tired. I was sick and tired of it. So I bought 10 Apex end of day trailing drawdown, no activation fee accounts. All in cost was roughly $900, and we one day passed all 10 Apex accounts. So not only am I requesting $20,000 tonight, but I will have a like 2.2K buffer on the current accounts I just requested on, and I need to catch one more trade to request another $20,000. But on top of it, we have 10 fresh Apex funded accounts. So we will see. Like, this could be a generation a month. Obviously, I need to keep my performance up. I need to stay locked in. I need to keep my ego to a minimum, because I haven't lost a fucking trade in I don't know when. Like, I haven't lost a full size trade in I don't know when. So the main thing here, and like I'll continue to say this, especially as I think you need to hone in as much as like when you're doing very well compared to when you're doing not good. I think it's the same thing, right? Because I can easily get carried away and just start taking any trades. So I genuinely still need to stay extremely locked in and just really hone in and really take advantage of this opportunity. So starting off the week insane, again, currently Tuesday, 10 fresh Apex accounts. Got the next, we got the 2 winning days on the Lucid, and we got the 1 winning day on the Top Step. So it is Tuesday afternoon, 2:30, and what am I doing? I've changed my diet to just only eating steak. So I'm cooking up the steak right now, and yeah, I'll show you guys. Oops, why is the camera cooked? I'll show you guys what this steak is looking like. But I mean, to be honest, like I've always been an advocate for like, show me what you eat and I'll show you your like productiveness, and I'll stand by that. So I've frankly just stocked up. I bought 7 steaks this week, and I've been eating steak every single day, and I've been feeling amazing, extremely productive. So yeah, really good. Trading, phenomenal. Hopefully we can keep it up and just keep burning up these accounts. And then the eats are eating good. We're eating good. So I'll show you guys the steak once I'm done, and then I'll be going rock climbing today, and then I'll come back, request the bread, and then that'll take me to Wednesday. So good start to the week. Wow. That looks great. And it's gonna be great, yo.
Metro Boomin, want some more, nigga.
They tell me don't forget where you came from. I regret what I came from. In my old hood, moving like I got a vest on me. I'ma keep on winning, you should place your bets on me. I could open up a bakery, baguettes on me. Walking through the mall, I got a check on me. Designer look the best on.
Guys, I apologize. I genuinely apologize. When I said it is over, that was a motherfucking understatement. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's take a quick look on how my Wednesday morning is going. So with the 10 fresh Apex accounts I activated yesterday after one day passing them. So let me give you a brief rundown of the Apex rules for the no activation 50K end of day trailing drawdown accounts. So the first payout, the first max payout you can have across them is 1.5K per account, and you have 50% consistency on the funded stage, right? So essentially, max payout is 3K balance with 50% consistency. The most I can make in one day is 1.5K per account. So what did I do? I made 1.5K per account. So now on Apex, we are one trade away from securing a $15,000 payout. Hopefully we are able to smack that. And on top of it, we're not even close to getting done. So with my Top Step accounts and Lucid accounts, I literally requested 20K from like within the same 24 hours. Literally last night, we smacked for 2.8K per account. And then on Lucid, 2.7K per account, putting me at 55K balance across my Lucid accounts and 53K balance across my Top Step accounts. So that secures another max payout, another $20,000. Praying, granted, Top Step does not move me to live. That is the only thing I'm worried about right now. I'm actually quite afraid Top Step is going to move me to live. But if they do not, that is another $20,000 to the bank. And we just need one more trade on my Apex account to secure another $15,000 payout. So after requesting 20 bands yesterday, that would put me at $55,000 in payouts if everything goes well, as in Top Step does not move me to live, and I get this next trade on Apex, and I secured that payout as well. So fucking insane, bro. Insane, like words cannot even describe. Like, bro, it's insane. The scale of trading is truly up to your mind and your mind only, right? It's not like I immediately just became a go-to trader. I just started applying a little bit more size into the trades, started applying a little bit more logic in what I truly believe in, and just kind of my own original thought on where I truly believe drawn liquidity is, and where I truly believe like the move of the day is going to happen. And what do you know, I've rinsed, like, it's gonna be, after all this, like 70,000 in payouts in the past like month and a half, 2 months. It's insane. It is actually insane. So in terms of the fucking car, pretty much after this, the challenge is fucking complete. Like the challenge is complete. So like in this video, we might just head to a dealership and start checking out whips, give you all a little sneak peek, a little hint on what we're looking at. But yeah, so it is currently Wednesday, $42,000 on the day in profits. Insane, bro. Insane. So with that being said, we'll see what I'm doing today. I did not really have much planned. I just hopped off call with my Discord, recapping my trades, recapping the day. Again, if you guys would like to join that, it is the first link in the description, free Discord. But yeah, so now it's really just going to be like this next week is just going to be getting winning days again. And then obviously I still need to take one more full-size trade on my Apex account. So we'll see if we are able to catch that. But with that being said, I'll see what I do today, and I'll bring you guys with me. Peace.
On me, I got lots of pressure, lots of stress on me. Independent, I got people that depend.
All right, boys, it is the next day after the big day, and unfortunately I have bad news. You guys might have a quick assumption on what I'm about to say. Hint, hint, it is with Top Step, and it is not the greatest for the rinsing method. So I got moved to live. Top Step moved me to live. Unfortunate. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it to happen, because I've spent fucking rinsing, and I've seen it happen prior to other people, so it's like, okay, I'm not really surprised, but it is quite frustrating. It is frustrating, right? That was pretty much $20,000 in payouts I had requested, and then so I had another $20,000 loaded up in my current balance that I could have requested, right? So it's like, okay, yeah, that's money in my pocket, and I just needed winning days. But right, as much as I could be like, damn, like I'm all mad, like, bro, at the end of the day, you just have to approach it in the terms of, all right, that's just, I don't know, like, I just have to take it as a challenge. Just take it as a challenge and say, okay, bet they think I'm a good trader, so like, fuck Top Step, I'm just gonna continue rinsing their live account. So I'll let you guys know the details of the live account once I get it, in probably a few days. But fuck it, shit happens. I expected it to happen, so I'm curious to see how I perform on the live account they give me. Hopefully I can rinse it and rinse them. So yeah, with that being said, my Lucid account, so I pretty much have 2 winning days. My Lucid accounts right now, I'll probably request that $10,000 next week, and most likely I just get winning days again and request another $10,000. So granted, Lucid does not move me to live. I will be able to withdraw another $20,000 from them. But yeah, overall, been trading really good. Obviously just got fucking moved to live. But yeah, so that being said, it is currently Thursday at 6 p.m. and during the day I ended up going to the Mercedes dealership today, and we are looking at, like, I talked with the guy and he's giving me the numbers today, looking at a deal, looking at a specific spec of a car. So we are in the works. When he has the car, I might next video give you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like. But yeah, okay, well, oh my gosh, I just gave you a sneak peek. Okay, I'm retarded. I just told you guys, wow. Okay, so I'm getting a Benz. I'm getting a Benz. I'm not giving a specific spec, but I guess that is your hint. I'm getting a Mercedes. I'm not gonna give anything more than that. So I just mindlessly gave away the brand of the car. But there is a lot of different Mercedes cars. So that's what I did today. Went to the dealership, looked at some cars, looked at some numbers, and now it is a bit later in the evening and I'm about to go grill up a steak down by the pool. So I'll take you guys with me to grill up a steak. And yeah, I also bought a new TV yesterday, so we have to mount that TV on the wall. So yeah, that is how my Thursday is going. And with that being said, I will meet you guys down by the pool, see how that steak is looking.
And on me, knew you was a fit, you can't pretend on me. What I used to spend on you, I spend on me. Somehow all these problems keep on landing on me. I went on a mission with
All right, y'all, it is currently Sunday and the past 3 weeks have just been kind of Monday through Friday. So I thought I would take you through what a weekend slash, I guess, a Sunday looks like as a trader and chill dude. So it is currently around 11 and I just did a deep clean of the crib, vacuum, scrub all the counters, wash the floors, you name it, wash the cabinets. So now, after getting the crib all cleaned up and a little Sunday refresh, we are heading to church, and then from church gonna head to the gym and then come back and have my daily steak and grill up a steak. So come with me.
bad bitch. 3 a.m. I'm getting backwards like I'm average. All this money turned me to a savage. My life was better when I didn't have shit. Do you know how I feel to feel alone? Bought myself a house to feel like I ain't home. Driving by myself, ain't got nowhere to go. I just took 230s, now I'm in my zone. Are you really here for me? I don't know. Are you really here for me? I don't know. Are you really here for me? I don't know. Are you really here for me? I don't know. Me and Metro Boomin want some more, yeah. All this money made me bored, yeah. But there's lots of drugs to explore, yeah. I'm a boss, yeah, I could employ, yeah. Couldn't buy one, now I got 4, yeah. Used to pray fans don't kick down the door, yeah. Running back to sack the trapper like a sport, yeah. Yeah, I'm famous, but I missed my life before, yeah. Finally got some money, can't go to the store. I lose every girl I love when I'm on tour.
All right, boys, so I only took one full-size trade this week, as you guys saw, to hit that huge fucking day on Tuesday across all my accounts. Or I guess Wednesday. But with that being said, I'm just gonna recap it because everything else was just bullshit scalpy winning days, because with this market volume and me just having my daily loss limit, that's genuinely all I'm able to take, and it's really, you're not gonna get any education out of that. So I just want to kind of deeply go into the trade that generated me all of the profits this week and my next set of payouts and the dumbass trade that moved me to live. But I'm excited to see what that account looks like with Top Step, but regardless, let's get into this trade. So I took this trade on the S&P 500, and it was a short, right? So I'm not gonna lie, this was a really discretional trade. There wasn't really any confluences involved. It was quite frankly just the fact that I've seen it play out fucking 3 or 4 weeks in a row. So let me go over the 3 kind of main patterns that led me to want to short this position. So I have seen a pattern within the markets, especially trading at all-time highs. And that pattern is if we are stacking lows, generating lots of low resistance. As you see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lows and a huge fucking hourly imbalance below. And on top of it, we still have the new week opening gap fill below us. So obviously, right, I am expecting this to kind of be a top of the market, and I'm finally expecting price to flush. Now, obviously, you can't just short the market blindly. What is going to be conviction to actually short all-time highs, right? So I've kind of just, again, I've seen this pattern play out a multitude of times over and over and over again. And what does that look like? It consists of price starting to consolidate at all-time highs, just again generate all of those lows, be higher up in the premium, higher up in the range. As you see here, we are very high in premium, close to all-time highs, and we are failing to take it, failing to take it. If we drop down here to the 15-minute time frame, we also have a very obvious failure swing back to the upside, and a bonus confluence. We had an SMT at all-time highs with NQ, right? So the reason why I took this trade on ES is clearly it was the more bearish index. But not only, right? And also, just for future knowledge for you guys watching this video, if you ever see a just low resistance stack like this, you can take a good assumption that the market will run it with speed and a lot of volume and run it very quickly, right? So that was also another thing that led me to want to get a entry a little bit higher up on this move, just because I had a good idea that even if it makes it to New York AM, the New York AM is just going to fucking run it so quickly and generally present zero entries, and that is exactly what happened. So I actually ended up pulling an all-nighter for this trade. I stayed up all night to get this entry because it presented at like 6 in the morning. So literally pulled an all-nighter for this, and you guys might be saying that's retarded, like you're ruining your sleep. I don't really care, bro. Like, this is my fucking job, this is my income. If I see a trade that I've been plotting on for weeks on end, like the past 2 days when we've been when we have been generating this, and then I started seeing price start to consolidate up top here near all-time highs, I fucking knew we were going to dump and take it. It was just a matter of I need to get my entry. So I am easily willing to stay up all night and catch this entry, and on top of it, what did it fucking lead me to get? Like $40,000, like $20,000 in payouts, and obviously I have a pretty decent live account with Top Step now, so worth it in my opinion. But regardless, let's just look at the 15-minute time frame here. Just another kind of idea or example of a failure swing, right? You see this very obvious move back towards all-time highs that you might be saying, damn, bro, that looks like an A+ continuation. And yes, I'm not disagreeing with you. It looks like a very clean move. But again, I was not really looking for longs in this area, just because you see it not once, but I would see after this failed twice, right? You see right here, I think this was near market open, or I guess market close, we failed to resweep all-time highs, right? You see a relatively deep pullback into this kind of discount here. And then we failed to take all-time highs, and then very, very, very aggressively sell off into a little bit deeper into this hourly here, and then we flip higher, right? So the main thing that I was not necessarily wanting, like why I did not want to long this, was one, we are clearly stalling and failing to take all-time highs there. So I was looking to possibly just take this short position if we ended up following through, but clearly we did not follow through, right? So now I was looking at this key and it was like, okay, right, NQ is a little bit more bullish, so it would be a bonus confluence if we put in an SMT at all-time highs, reject it, ES is still staying in this kind of stagnant consolidation. And then so I just need a displacement candle that kind of breaks out of this range in a sense, or in my opinion, invalidates this 15-minute flip there. It's like once we invalidate this sequence, that is when I'll enter my trade, because from that point, especially with an SMT at all-time highs, that gives me the idea that all-time highs is going to be protected. And again, right, I've seen this pattern play out a multitude of times. It's not even a fucking confluence. It's just the fact that we have stacked lows, low resistance, imbalances below, new week opening at failed to target, failed to take all-time highs 3 times, SMT at all-time highs, and then so I just need the displacement candle invalidating the retrace sequence. Every single trade I take is centered around the pretty much like just seeing it's pretty much volume-based displacement, and it's really just, I don't really give a fuck where it is in the market as long it is as aligning with my overall narrative on the day, and my stop loss is a protected high, and I truly believe there I get a few confluences that I believe that are not going to go, that price is not going to go up and resweep that high, right? So those confluences for me was simply just an SMT there, and price failing to go up and resweep it a multitude of times, so just showing me that we're slowing down, consolidating, and then to confirm that idea, obviously I just need a strong candle closure back down to the downside, invalidating this sequence, and then so all we have is a low resistance stack to the left, which I'm expecting price to absolutely run with speed. So let's get to the entry here. I ended up taking it off an hourly candle closure. Give me lock in. Okay, I ended up taking it off an hourly candle closure once we actually kind of broke out of that range, like I said prior. Ended up chopping, and then boom, we finally get a breakout to the downside, and this is when I'm expecting price to just run all of these lows with a lot of speed and volume. Ended up suffering a little bit of drawdown, but again, I was playing big stops, covering. Again, my bet I was placing on this trade that we were going to not go up and resweep all-time highs. That was the bet I placed. Take profit at previous day low. Oops. And bang, like I kind of expected. Like New York Open really gave no entry whatsoever. New York Open just flushed and took the draws immediately. So this was the big trade I took to cover up pretty much all the balances for the week across my accounts. But yeah, again, you guys have heard me say it in a multitude of videos. Like the best thing you can do for yourself as a trader is just genuinely analyze price and just look just look very closely and analyze price. Why is price making these moves? Okay, is it something I'm seeing in a repeated process over and over and over again? And then once you see it, again, I solely took this move not only because it kind of aligned with like a few confluences, but just because I've seen it happen so many times over and over and over again. It's not rocket science. I'm not the best fucking trader of all time. I still take losses, but I'm able to catch more moves than I used to prior, is just because I've been really doing and putting a lot of effort into actually analyzing and realizing why moves play out in the market, instead of just lollygagging and just fucking nonchalantly going about my week and going about my trading month saying, okay, I took a loss, let me cope about it like a little, like I'm like, all right, cool, I took a loss, all right, so be it. It was statistical. No, it was probably a shit trade. If you took a loss, it was probably just a dog shit trade. Like, that is the biggest cope of all time. I'm not gonna lie, that is the biggest cope of all time. Yeah, bro, I followed every single one of my rules. It was just a statistical loss. Cope. It was a shit trade, homie. It was a shit trade. You're bad at trading. It lost for a reason. Every single trade loses for a reason. And you need to analyze that, realize why it lost, and then you either do not make that mistake again. And then for your winners, right? I have executed this exact trade prior. So for your winners, realize why those fucking winners win. Then you see it again, and it's like, damn. I mean, it almost feels like a cheat code in the market because I've already seen this happen over and over and over again. And you execute like a non-pussy, you smack some size on it, and you run up big P&Ls. So this is the trade I smacked this week to run up a pretty good balance across my accounts. And with that being said, yeah, that leads us into next week. I'll be getting my Top Step Live account, and I want to just continue rinsing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this week, a really good week in terms of trading. So yeah, if you guys would like to join the free Discord, learn from me, it's free. It is the top link in the description, first link in the description. If you guys want accounts with Alpha Futures, I would recommend the premium plan. Code Jack will give you the biggest possible discount. And of course, subscribe if you like these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.